Hello there, I'm Lou Wieland. I publish the Atlanta Community Profiles magazines that are distributed by the First Multiple Listing Service of Atlanta. They are also on the First Multiple Listing Service website, and there are 55,000, believe it or not, realtors and agents who check that site and have memberships to the First Multiple Listing Service. And there are 2,500 different brokerage firms in the metro area. So it's a large number of people. In fact, the First Multiple Listing Service of Atlanta is the third largest multiple listing service in the United States. And they are adding other geographic areas of coverage, including Alabama and other surrounding states. So pretty soon they will be pretty much southeastern oriented, I think is the goal. But anyway, on that website, realtors depend on that website every day to get listings, to post their listings, to get training, and so forth. It is the official realtor website. It's essential to realtors' ability to conduct their business. Anyway, the magazines are on that. The magazines are designed to provide information about the area to home buyers and realtors. Realtors link to the site to provide that and send those links to their clients. Almost every day I get realtors telling me that they're using it successfully with their clients. But anyway, I'm also a realtor with KW Commercial. My focus is multifamily, and basically the apartment industry is on fire, and our guest today will even talk about that. But throughout the metro area, prices of apartments are going high, and the values are escalating, and investment groups are coming here from all around the country to buy apartments and single-family homes for investments. Anyway, basically, my website for my business, for my real estate business, is louwieland.com, and the website for the magazines is atlantacommunityprofiles.com, and you'll see the magazines on there and a great deal of information, about the area. Some of our shows that I've done are on there recently, and they're all archived on YouTube. But anyway, today we have one of my favorite guests, Alan Hallman, who's been the mayor of Hapeville since August of 2003, almost 20 years. So let's see, in about 2 years, you'll be celebrating 20 years.
Yes, sir. I'm in my fifth term right now.
So congratulations on all the great work that you do. That's not that easy to keep everybody happy for 20 years. For a day sometimes it's hard. But anyway,
I can't say I've kept everybody happy, but I've tried my best.
yeah, you're doing a good job too. With the city is, I think it's the largest. I was thinking of coming over to the studio, how would I define the city of Hapeville? And I would say the largest small city in the country. And you're only 2.5 square miles, and the population is what, 3,500 during the day?
No, it's right at 7,000.
7,000 during the day, but 7,000 at night living there.
Well, 7,000 at night, and at the peak, prior to COVID, we were probably 30,000+ during the day.
And I think it would help to just clarify what accounts for such a huge difference there.
Well, our proximity to the airport, of course, the city of Atlanta is at our front door, and at our back door is the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. So Delta headquarters is based here in Hapeville off Virginia Avenue. We've got several other corporate presence in the city with, of course, Porsche with their North American headquarters here. So that attracts a large daytime population especially the airport related employment base.
Well, I would like to just say congratulations too. I understand you were recently awarded the Outstanding Georgia Citizen Award by Representative Keisha Waits, District 60. You were honored to receive the award, and you have been a faithful servant of the city of Hapeville for many years, and for your service to the community, we are grateful.
I appreciate that, Lou. Thank you very much. It's been an honor to serve the community that I've grown up in.
Yeah, you're actually a native of Hapeville. I mean, not too many people can say that, I'll bet. You know,
Yeah, I'm actually fourth generation in Hapeville, so I've been here my entire life. I grew up here, went to elementary school here, went to high school here, got married here, had my children here, and just never left. So I've been here all of my 59 years.
Okay, well, you also have a business there besides your service to the community. You have a security company. Tell us a little bit about that, please.
Yeah, I'm the founder and co-owner of Crown Security Systems Incorporated. We're a locally owned security, fire alarm, camera access control system based out of Fayetteville, Georgia. And I've been in that business for 45 years now. So
The business, did you buy the, well, you can't.
I installed my first security system when I was 15 years old in high school. So
I was doing the
I've been
math.
doing
when I
that
was
ever
thinking
since then. That's
I was doing the
that's
math.
how I'll make a real living.
I was doing the math. I thought, man, that guy must have been like 15 when he
I was
started.
young. I was young. Yep, sure was.
That's amazing. So, do you service other areas besides Hapeville, right, in the metro?
Oh, absolutely. We go from Gainesville south to Savannah. So I've got accounts all over the state of Georgia.
Wow, that's a lot of area to cover. But there's a lot going on in Hapeville. I was down, as I mentioned before we started the show, I was down there the other day talking to a company that owns quite a few apartment buildings in the metro area. They're headquartered there. And I noticed a lot of new construction going on. Tell us a little bit about some of the new construction.
Oh man, we've got so many projects going on right now. I'm looking at some notes here, so pardon me for glancing away. But in 2021, we completed the Porsche Auto Service Center. We completed a mixed-use development on Virginia Avenue. We had Atlanta Fulton County Libraries built a new library on our Hapeville Public Library on King Arnold Street. Just recently completed and opened a restaurant called Paper Plane on South Central Avenue. We completed a townhouse project called Myrtle Garden Townhomes on King Arnold Street, and another residential development called the Landings at Virginia Park, which happened on Orchard and Elkin Street. Projects that we currently have in process include Porsche Cars North America is expanding the driver experience track, and they're also adding a dedicated restoration facility for their automobiles. The Dwarf House restaurant is nearing its redevelopment, which is about an 11,000 square foot new Dwarf House restaurant, celebrating the legacy of Truett Cathy and ChickfilA being started here in Hapeville. We're very proud of that legacy. The Development Authority acquired an old gas station that we're renovating for printmaker studio use. Embassy Suites Hotel on International Boulevard is nearing completion, as is Town Place Suites on Normanberry Drive. We've got some single family homes going in on Springhaven. Village Walk Townhomes going in on the Development Authority parcel on Willingham Drive. And we're working on a mixed-use development, which includes luxury apartments and some retail on North Central Avenue and King Arnold Street. So we've got development. In my entire life, I've never seen this much development going on in Hapeville at the same time. So we're very proud of that.
What do you attribute such a big increase in commercial development? Is this purposed to increase the the economic
Well,
development?
it's a combination of commercial development and residential development. I really think that uh, for years and years, Hapeville has been planning its development and include because of our footprint, as you said earlier, we're 2.5 square miles. So density is kind of a product of our redevelopment efforts right now because we've only got so much land. And of course, I think, Hapeville's time has come. With our proximity to the airport, with our proximity to Atlanta, we've got most all the amenities that anyone could want in a big town, but we still have a small town charm. We've made a major focus on the arts and other things to attract restaurants and other things to attract people to our city. And again, I just think our time has come. It's Hapeville's time to shine.
Well, you have interesting. I was looking on your website, which is recently redone. It's extremely well done too, by the way.
Thank you.
And a lot of interesting information about Hapeville on that website. Very professional. I guess your new theme is Rise Hapeville.
Right, Hapeville, yes.
So it's extremely well done artistically and with tons of information. Pretty much everything you want to know about Hapeville is on there. But one thing too that I wanted to mention, and I don't think I did, or maybe you did, I don't know, but I think I should say, if we didn't already, that it borders Atlanta to the north and Hartsfield International Airport on the south, just to give you a feel for.
That's correct. And we're bordered on the west by Interstate 85 and on the east by Interstate 75. So we're just kind of sandwiched right in between Atlanta and the airport that way.
So do you find a lot of people living in your city that work at the airport, or is that one of the main driving forces?
It's kind of a mixed bag. A lot of people work in the downtown area. A lot of people are airport related. Years ago, our largest employment base was the Ford Motor Company assembly plant when it was in operation. But, we have some folks that work at Porsche that live in Hapeville as well. So we kind of draw, especially now with the work at home model that's been going on during COVID. We're attracting people from all varieties of different industries and areas of town. So our proximity to the interstates and the airport and everything just makes us really right for people that they don't want to sit in traffic all day, and they enjoy the geographical location of Hapeville and the amenities that we have to offer.
Well, we talked a minute ago about some of the entertainment venues, and you have a venue called the Hapeville Center for the Performing Arts. Can you tell us about that a little?
Yes, that is a partnership between the city and Academy Theater. They've been here about 8 or 9 years now, and the city acquired a building downtown, and we had the opportunity to acquire what used to be a local hardware store. And the city acquired that building and kind of just sat on it for the right development. And the Academy Theater was introduced to us by our economic development consultant, David Burt. And they had an interest in finding a new home. And the city was looking to expand our arts initiatives into the performing arts. So we've had a very good partnership with the Academy Theater. And so it's a performing arts venue. We recently, about 2.5 years ago, completed a major renovation on that. It's a very intimate theater, but it really adds a pizzazz to our downtown. We're very proud of that.
And speaking of the downtown, would you mind just defining to some degree your historic district and what?
Yeah, the historic district of our downtown runs from Dogwood Drive to the west, east to probably not quite all the way to 75. We've got kind of the heart of downtown that runs. Let's see, it runs to. It runs not quite all the way up North Central Avenue, but we've got about a 3/4 of a mile section of a historic downtown um, that we're very proud of. We've managed to get a lot of restoration work done. Most of the buildings in the downtown area have been renovated historically, and downtown's really looking good.
So, on your website, I noticed a reference to the opportunity zones, and can you explain
Yeah,
that?
the opportunity zone was created when Ford Motor Company departed, and they gave a tax credit from the state for new jobs created. That opportunity zone is about to expire because it was designed to kind of raise the bar for a blighted area, but we've come up on the other side of that now. So the opportunity zone has been a good tool. It was beneficial in us attracting folks like Portia to Hapeville. So it did its job, and we're very pleased to have been a part of that opportunity zone through the state.
Okay, because I saw that on your website. It said that if you want to take advantage of that, you have to apply by the end of this month. Is that
That's
right?
that's correct because it will be expiring at the end of this year.
You have about a week, or maybe a
Yeah,
week and a half
if
or
you
two
want to
weeks.
participate in it, yes, yeah.
So,
And
and
again, it was basically a tax credit from the state for new jobs created. So it was a very economically beneficial tool.
well, great. I'm happy for you that it was so successful. The Main Street program. What is another program that seems to be contributing to your city's well-being? What exactly is that?
Main Street program is run through the state, and we have a Main Street board that's comprised of business owners and other interested parties. And having the Main Street designation allows you access to certain state resources. It allows you access to certain loan funds, et cetera, that are offered through the state. So we've been, I don't remember exactly how many years we've been in the Main Street program, but it has been a very successful program to help foster business creation and retention in Hapeville.
Now, one thing too that you will notice when you go into downtown Hapeville is that there is a railroad track and a station right there in downtown.
Yep.
That does not serve passengers, does it? Is that just for freight, or is that passengers used to?
That's a freight. It's primarily freight. Every now and then you'll see a passenger train go down it, but not too often. It's mostly a freight line. And the old station that's there is our historic railroad depot museum. So uh, we got an agreement with Norfolk Southern to utilized that facility and renovated it probably 6 or 7 years ago. So we've got a pretty cool little museum right downtown adjacent to the railroad.
It would be a nice afternoon experience to take your family, because right across from that there are some nice restaurants I noticed too.
Yeah, we've got some great restaurants downtown. We've got a Cuban restaurant. We've got Volare, which is a fine dining restaurant. We've got Corner Tavern. We've got Thai Heaven. We've got the Paper Plane earlier that I talked about. That's just had a soft opening. So we're very pleased with the restaurant business. And of course, the Chick-fil-A Dwarf House, when they complete that, not only will that be a dining experience, but that'll kind of be a destination for us as well, because when the Cathy family designed that restaurant, they designed it to encompass and incorporate the architectural history of the Chick-fil-A since its inception. So that's going to be, again, not only a dining destination, but hopefully a tourist destination as well.
The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, Alan, is some of the organizations in the city, such as the or nearby, or the that I know you participate in the Atlanta Aerotropolis Alliance,
We do.
the Atlanta Airport Chamber of Commerce, and the South Fulton Chamber of Commerce. Tell us a little bit about how you interact with some of these professional
Yeah,
organizations.
the Airport Area Chamber of Commerce has been a part of Hapeville for a number of years. The South Fulton Chamber of Commerce is something that we're involved in as well. And the Aerotropolis initiative is designed to help focus with the other cities around the airport to help drive and focus the energy of redevelopment in the airport Aerotropolis area, as we call it. And there's been an offshoot of that for an airport CID, Community Improvement District, which has been very successful as well. So of those three organizations, they all bring a lot to the table, but the Aerotropolis initiative is one that allows us to work with our other cities and harness the resources, collective resources that we have to help encourage the growth that each city needs. For example, there are certain cities like Hapeville, we're landlocked, so we don't have a lot of room for big box logistics facilities, but other cities do. With our proximity to the airport, other cities want to take advantage of that. So through the Aerotropolis initiative, we're working together to harness the resources that we've got to make sure that each city gets the growth that they're looking for that fits their model.
Well, one thing too I noticed, Alan, I did a little research on before coming over here this morning, and on the residential home prices for Hapeville, and just by way of comparison, for the metro area wide, sales of single-family detached houses for the metro area are up 3%, and for prices are up 20%. That does not mean that your house has gone up in value by 20%. It means that of those houses that are sold year over year, the price is 20% higher than last year. And the average value is $401,486 for the metro area. By contrast, the price of residential detached homes in Hapeville is a lot more reasonable. Can you elaborate on that a little bit, Alan?
Well, you'll see the price points trending upward in Hapeville. I would say you can get more of a bang for your buck in Hapeville than you can most places in Atlanta, but that door is rapidly closing because the values in Hapeville have gone up astronomically. And for someone that's grown up there, it's quite surprising to me at how much homes are selling for. But you have to maintain the affordable housing element too, because you've got to realize that you've got to have workforce housing that's affordable for the average worker. So we try to maintain that balance, but market forces are certainly driving the prices of homes up drastically in Hapeville.
One of the reasons too probably is because of your proximity not only to the airport but to downtown. Tell us a little bit about the transportation venues available to downtown from Hapeville?
Well, of course, as I said earlier, we're sandwiched by Interstate 75 and 85. We've got a very robust MARTA route system running through Hapeville. We also have access to the East Point MARTA station, the College Park MARTA station, and the Airport MARTA station that are just minutes, literally minutes from Hapeville. So geographically speaking, we are kind of what I would call a transportation mecca. We're just right there in such a sweet spot. The other night I went to the Symphony, and even with rainy conditions, I was parked and in my seat, in about 20, 25 minutes at Symphony Hall. So you can be downtown in minutes. You can be at the airport in literally just a couple of minutes. And with 75, 85, and 285, right, easy access for us. It's transportationally speaking, it's a great place to be.
Well, that is becoming a bigger and bigger problem as Atlanta keeps growing. Transportation is a problem.
Yes.
And it's not going to go away.
No, I'm afraid it's not. we keep working regionally on transportation issues. But really and truly, you've got to create communities and environments that get people out of their cars. And that's one of the things we've tried to do in Hapeville is to make Hapeville a pedestrian friendly, walkable community. But I'm afraid that regionally speaking, it's going to be a long time before we can deal with. I think we've got more transportation needs than we've got money to fix. That's my personal opinion. But Hapeville's tried to do her part in a small way to make a walkable community that gets people out of their cars. And I see a lot of people walking around town, and that's a great thing to see because those are the more people you see walking and bicycling, that's less cars on the road.
Well, speaking of that, one thing that's on a lot of people's minds these days, wherever you are in downtown or in North Georgia, is safety. How would you describe the safety conditions in this great city of Hapeville?
Well, Hapeville has a very robust police department. For a town of our size, we have a much larger police department than most people would realize. Because with our proximity to the interstates and to the airport and to Atlanta, there's lots of ways in and easy ways out for folks that want to come and commit criminal activity. So Hapeville, one of the things that we shine at is number one, at prevention. We prevent a lot of crimes, but secondarily to that, if there are crimes that occur, we have a resounding, like about an 80% solve rate in crime that takes place in Hapeville. So when you file a police report in Hapeville, it doesn't just go off in a file folder somewhere. You've got officers that are aggressively working on those crimes to solve them. So for a town located where we are, I would put Hapeville up as one of the safest communities in the state of Georgia, if not the Southeast, because we have a 2-minute police response time, both from police and fire, or response time from both police and fire. And I just, again, I'll put our safety up to anyone, anywhere.
Mayor, how has your city been affected by COVID, and what measures are you taking to address COVID?
Well, the biggest impact for us with COVID was just like everybody else. I mean, no city has come through COVID unscathed. And just when you think things are over, we keep having these new variants and new outbreaks. And the city has struggled financially from COVID. We've been a part of COVID relief funds that have come from the federal government, through the state, through the county. And so that money has helped us to shore up our financial house, if you will. And we've weathered those storms pretty well. The biggest thing that hit us with the number of hotels that we have was a loss of hotel motel tax revenue. The hotel motel tax revenue, a portion of that goes to our general fund, but the lion's share of that hotel motel tax revenue is used for tourism product development. And through those funds, we've done things like the Academy Theater and other things that help attract people to our community. So the loss of those funds, or the reduction of those funds, has been a difficult pill for us to swallow.
Well, one thing too, Mayor, that is kind of characteristic of not only Hapeville but that area is the warehousing industry, because of the direct access to the Savannah Port Authority and the tremendous increase in purchasing by delivery instead of at the malls. And in fact, all over town, you see the malls drying up. But you see all these boats down there, ships in trying to get into Savannah Port Authority. And they're coming up Route 16 and they're needing warehouse space. You do not have the space for warehouses, obviously. But how does that industry of shaping Hapeville?
Well, even though we don't have the actual logistical warehouse space, we've got a number of customs brokers that have office space in Hapeville. So we participate in that, even though we don't have the land size, the land mass to accommodate any warehouses. We do have several warehouses in Clayton County and around us in East Point, other areas around us. So we indirectly benefit from that. And of course, a lot of the tractor trailer traffic and all that comes through from those warehouses does pass through Hapeville via Interstate 75 and 85. And of course, we have some cargo related facilities that are just off the loop road that are in the city limits of Hapeville. Although they're in the fence of the airport, they're still cargo related operations that are in Hapeville.
Do you see that industry growing rapidly? And if so, and I know you probably will say yes. So how will that growth affect you?
Well, of course, moving cargo faster is here to stay. I believe that the airport has talked about relocating its cargo operations during the airport expansion. So it's something we're definitely keeping an eye on. Again, we don't have the geographical footprint to allow for any logistical warehousing facilities, but we will benefit economically. I've always said, as long as Hapeville's at the front door of the world's busiest airport, we should be pretty, from an economic standpoint and an employment standpoint, we should be a pretty safe place to be. And that's proven to be true, even with the challenges that COVID has presented us.
One other industry, by the way, that's been very sensitive to COVID is the filming industry. And I know often when you walk around Hapeville, you'll see filming crews. How has COVID affected that industry and thereby your city?
Well, we've seen that the filming industry is starting to get back in closer to normal, if you will, operation. We've had a few movie shoots here in Hapeville here within the last couple of weeks, so we see that industry starting to limp back to moving closer to being back in full swing again. And so again, the filming industry has been such an economic boon for the state, and I appreciate the efforts of the governor and the state to continue to help that industry with the tax credits that help attract that. Because when filming can disrupt your city from a traffic standpoint in other ways, but when those folks are here and the movies are being filmed, their heads and beds in your hotels and butts and chairs, if you will, in your restaurants. So we benefit greatly from the filming industry. Not as much as some of our neighbors, but the filming that we have had has been very beneficial for the city from an economic standpoint.
Well, Mayor, thank you for your service to the community. You guys are really on track for continued growth and progress and development. I know that the city is in good hands with you at the helm after almost 20 years of being the mayor. We do salute you and for all of your contributions to the well-being of our great metro area.
Well, I appreciate it, Lou. Just, it's all about having the right fellow elected officials, and I'm very proud to serve with a council that's very progressive in their thinking and has done a good job of helping Hapeville move forward, and an awesome city staff, our first responders and all of our other staff members that make us all look good. They're what really makes Hapeville what she is today, and I'm very proud to be a small part of a group of great people that have helped bring us to where we are.
We have a lot of it. We can't discount good leadership, Mayor, and we appreciate your
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Leadership. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Alan, for a great show. And thank you, Donna Davis at Pro Video Talent, for producing this broadcast. Thank you for listening. Have a great holiday. And again, AtlantaCommunityProfiles.com. If you go to that website, you will see this interview in its entirety, which will link to a YouTube video of this program. Thank you, and have a nice day and a good holiday.
Happy holidays, Lou. Thank you.
Happy holidays. Thank you.